block number 4 is the whole business buy-in. So we've had a look at the cloud infrastructure. We've had a look at our environment. We've decided that we want to move our equipment into potentially a infrastructure as a service with supplier X. Okay, we're happy with the security profile. I think we're going to get good service. We need to be comfortable that moving to the cloud is actually commercially viable for our business. Okay, so there's little point in moving your IT services to a cloud model if you can't either prove a significant saving or a competitive advantage. So perhaps you won't make a saving, but your speed to market for new products and services is increased. Therefore, you get one up on your competition, and that could be the deciding for your organization. Because you've got to not forget the risk moving your IT services. There's a big risk and a cost from moving your IT services from location A to location B. You're going to do that yourself. You can do that in-house. You're going to get your provider to do that for you if you worked out a plan to mitigate that risk. Again, the headline figures might give you a false reading. So you look in the market. So you want to look at your email. I've got 15,000 mailbox users here. I deliver it in-house. My total cost is X per user. Great. If I look at the market, Office 365 or another provider out in the market, it looks much, much cheaper on the face of it. Great, I'll make the move. I'm going to save a bucket load. But you might, as a headline, look like you're saving a lot of money, but you need to understand the risk and cost of that change, moving from provider A to provider B. The cost of doing that and also the cost of coming back. Lots of cloud providers make it nice and easy for you to bring your services into their cloud. They make it not quite so easy if you want to leave. So once you've considered all of these things into the mix, you need to go back to your business, look at a true return on investment, and analyze those figures. Okay, and the other thing you need to consider is the cultural change in going from a sort of a standard traditional IT services model to a cloud model. It's almost like going from a water meter. So has anybody just changed from water rates to a water meter? Anybody? Yeah. How many times did you used to be really conscious about turning the taps off before when you had a water meter? You know, because I moved house recently. I was on a water meter. Fine, kids could play around with the taps, no problem. Now if I hear a tap running, I'm in there. Turn the taps off. Okay, so if you've got something which is running on a meter, okay, there's a much greater cost for leaving the taps running. Okay, there'll be a point where if you leave your taps running, there'll be a point during the day where you're actually going to be paying more than you were on rates. Okay, there's a discipline, especially if you're going to devolve provisioning. So if you're going to devolve provisioning out to your wider community, whether they be developers or other parts of your business, one guarantee that I can guarantee you one thing they're not going to do is switch everything off and clear everything down once they've finished. So if you give somebody a service, people are just going to ask for more and more and more and more. People ask for more and more and more. All of a sudden you're going to have a massive amount of services to pay for. Okay, just remember devolved provisioning, okay, it's greater commercial complexity. If everything's on a meter and you've not got control of it anymore, you've given that control to a whole group of people that you don't entirely trust. Yeah, there's a whole commercial complexity and a risk that needs to be considered. Okay, the final thing is what you need to understand is what the optional extras will be. So if you get caught out by people leaving the taps running, what the burst rate is. Some of the burst rates on some suppliers can be quite difficult to swallow. So you need to understand if you do go above your committed rates, what the penalties are likely to be for overusage. Okay, so just one of our customers, just to show you this slide, one of our customers recently moved from a traditional IT provision model into more of a cloud infrastructure. And they reckon their overall operational cost has come down by 60%. Time to provision has reduced from days to minutes. That's provisioning of templated virtual machines for their development environment, development community. And they reckon they can now manage 4 times the volume of servers than they could before with the new tools. So there are people out there doing it, and it does stack up if you do it in the right way.